Okay, hi. So, welcome to this probably very uneventful vlog. Although I said I was gonna do a sketchbook tour next and I was planning to do a sketchbook tour next, somehow I filmed it twice and both times I just couldn't pull through with actually using any of the footage because one time I just completely despised my voiceover and then the second time I also completely despised my voiceover. So, without a sketchbook tour, here we are just starting the next one. I finally got to sketching some snails, and because I have recently won these Talons Pantone markers in a giveaway from Upcrate, I of course had to try them out immediately, also just to warm up since I was planning to do the other snails in watercolor, and that's just a bit more time consuming than markers are. This is an Arteza mixed media watercolor sketchbook again, but it's a newer version which actually has textured watercolor paper on both sides of a page, which means I can use the entire sketchbook without going nuts. So yeah, and this week I finally started my snail paintings, which I had been wanting to do for weeks before this. And I was also hoping to get to like a painting of a ladybug and some other critters that I had spotted throughout the months, honestly. But I didn't get to that this week, and that's okay. And I'm using the term week very loosely because honestly, this was filmed over the course of 2 weeks. But then again, it was filmed very sparsely, so there is not much content to go into anyway. But yeah, let's just get into it. I hope you enjoy. Hi, it is Wednesday right now, so we're starting this off in the middle of the week. Yesterday I started my new sketchbook, which you probably saw already. And it really took me a long while to start this after finishing the last one. As I mentioned in the previous video, I started getting sick. Luckily, it was only a little cold, so I recovered rather fast. But creating wasn't in the books. And besides that, I also started working more heavily on a shop update. Um, so I've been designing a series of pigeon stickers digitally, and they would they would go so good as a sticker sheet. I already made one sticker design, which is this one, and I finished it. There's a second one which is red, which is the masculine counterpart to this one. They both say gym rat at the bottom. Um, I thought this idea wasn't original enough because it's a literal rat as a gym rat. It's kind of boring somehow. But when I looked up like gym rat stickers on Etsy, there really weren't many like illustrated ones by artists, especially not like, I don't know, cute ones. Can I call my style cute? I don't. It feels so weird to talk about this, but like, I don't know. I thought there would have been more like artists like me who would have done gym rat stickers, but I didn't find any, so you know they're here. Um, and then yeah, the whole I started doing the snails in my sketchbook. I've been wanting to paint snails for over a month because they popped up everywhere in March, and I don't know. I've just every time I saw a snail on the driveway, I stopped and I was like, "Look, a snail!" My boyfriend doesn't care about snails, and I'm just like, "Look!" And he's like, "Let's get to the car. Move on, please." And as we're nearing the end of the month as well, I have to do a monthly. Oh my god, I have to do a new design for the sticker club as well. I'm gonna be gone over the weekend. I am visiting my best friend for her birthday on Friday, and then the weekend I'm gonna be visiting my parents. I still have to finish my statistics module. Still haven't done that. I kind of had the ambition of finishing it this week. That's not happening. At least I don't think so. Unless magically all the knowledge just flies into my brain. Hopefully, maybe I'll get it done by the end of April or like at the very beginning of March so I can move on. Studying didn't go so well. I can barely look at the camera because I know that my neighbors can absolutely watch me while I sit up here. Maybe I'll finish the snails and then get to work on sketching on this canvas. I saw, I think it was Little Tiny Egg, sketch on her canvas with a Posca marker, and like, I'm so dumb for not thinking to do that. That was just one of those things where you just watch it and feel so enlightened for something so obvious and simple. Whatever. I'll never know what your favorite I'm not even gonna lie. I was hoping that when I finished the snail sketches that the sun would be just perfectly setting to like hit this area, you know? But instead, it's raining. So, oh god. As a kid, I used to suck at like this kind of transfer from like when you had squares and you were supposed to copy the image. I always thought it looked better if I just copied it without the squares, and I mean I was right. Like, to me it looked better, but the proportions weren't good at all. It just looked more cohesive if everything was wrong than if the squares were just all wobbly, you know?
Watch the time float on. Cool air blows a memento as I fall behind. I'm so sorry for dreaming about the future. Maybe I'll be better when we're old enough. Hey, I'm sorry for dreaming about the future. You and I'll be better when we're old enough.
So, I don't know if this looks enough like the sketch, but I think it's fine. Like, if I didn't have this, I probably wouldn't bother, so I will choose to ignore the inconsistencies. I must say, I like the color that this shows up on camera as a lot better than what is on here. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do like a second wash with like a little bit of a warmer, like more red, maybe? Alright, so hi. It's currently Tuesday. I've returned from my weekend trip just to play Assassin's Creed all day yesterday because I got a little sick again for whatever reason. Um, I don't really feel that sick, so like we're good. But like on Sunday and Monday, my voice was completely trashed and I sounded very, very hoarse. So yeah. As much as I said that I wasn't going to use the skateboard turtle as a sticker club sticker, I just love him so much. And also, as I said, as much as I don't feel like terribly ill, I just didn't feel like coming up and drawing a whole new design yesterday or today. It is what it is. But yeah, yesterday I made these and then I noticed that the digital file has a mistake, so I have to make new ones. And then I don't have laminate anymore. I mean, this is my laminate, but it's all in a roll and I usually cut it to size. And I haven't done that. And besides cutting it to size, I usually flatten it because it's really hard to work with this way. So that's what I'm gonna do now. It's such nice weather currently. I'd love to just sit outside and work in my sketchbook, but I don't think I'm in a state where I can transfer myself to the outside world. So yeah. It's so funny because I don't feel a difference in my throat, but the sounds just aren't working. It's really hot out today, which, seemed apparently to me a great time to work in this little confined attic space. I'm gonna be working on this portrait of our family dog. This is the reference. I printed it out because originally I loved the idea for this space so much because I thought I could make this a space where I didn't, take my phone or look on social media, where I could just be alone and isolate myself a little bit. I always romanticize like isolating yourself, and then I never want to do it because I'd rather hang out with my friends on Discord. I bought some new acrylics just for this painting, which I was waiting for, and they're just a bunch of shades of they're a bunch of different shades of yellow and green, and these are just the smallest size because I wasn't sure whether I like them at all. Let's move. It's not like my neighbors can hear me. Okay, so we're getting into my first huge acrylic painting. For me, this is huge. It's I think it's 60 by 80 centimeters big, and I wanted to hang in our living room. It's like a little secret surprise for my boyfriend. Because he's obsessed with our family dog. He and the family dog are best friends. They're inseparable. And so it's so weird of me to make a painting of the family dog for my boyfriend and not for my parents. But, you know, we're moving with it. He's just, you know, he's a dog. We all love the dog. I don't know if I've talked about this at all, but I had like this little voice in my head who was like, hey, maybe you should like plan the colors for this because this is a huge piece and you kind of want to like it enough for it to go on your living room wall. And then I just decided not to. And although it's a little too early to judge this painting at all because it's not done yet, I probably should have planned the colors. I like moving on with the days, like a week has passed. I don't dislike it as much as I did just after painting this anymore, and I think this is rather common. I'm actually very excited to get back to it, but besides the colors being like a little bit of an issue for me, I can't paint trees, okay? Trees are my weak spot besides buildings. I mean, okay, backgrounds in general. Also, I don't acrylic paint ever. So, this is a very drastic change from like a few years ago where I was like basically an exclusively digital artist, and now I'm making a huge painting of the family dog in acrylics on canvas. So, you know, this is like far out of my comfort zone, and the colors are far out of my comfort zone and like not true to the reference at all. Like being very spontaneous about the piece. But the trees I think I've lost hope for because I don't want to over render them like at all because that's my biggest fear, so I'd rather have them look a little stupid than be over rendered, if that makes sense. For the dog though, like, and for the tulips, like I think as soon as I get more details into the dog, it'll end up looking a lot better. In general, I'm very excited about this piece. I kind of hate it. But like, I didn't plan the colors for this, which is probably my biggest mistake, but I was too lazy, and hence we're now here. And like, although this is like a very, very mid-stage, I think, I feel like I ruined it, but I think that is normal. And like, I love like these parts, and I love, you know, yellowish greeny tones on pink underpaintings. They just look really great. This whole ordeal, the background, ew, he's too dark. But like, there's a lot of his gray face missing on this. I just went in and like, my plan is to work from dark to light, so that's why I darkened everything so it would be easier to get like his little hairs brushed over the dark parts. But yeah, I'm also indecisive on whether I'm gonna actually color his eye brown or white, but I think white would look weird. I feel like even if it turns out bad, which I'm kind of fearful of because I really wanted this to turn out good, I feel like it's still like good enough for like, you know, me to have at home, but I'm not sure I'm gonna be proud of this. But then again, like, did I put like the kind of proud of myself effort into this until now? Probably not. So yeah.